Hello everyone, I hope you're well and you're smelling great, enjoying your favourite fragrances today, and this is what we'll be opening. It is Akaster by Parfums de Marly. This is what we've got. It's Akaster. I believe it's 77% vol, eau de parfum, concentrate, 125 millilitres. We'll open this up. Getting harder and harder to get into these. Right, put that there. So this is it. It's, as mentioned, called Akaster. There's just some usual writing on the back, and that's the. I always forget about that little card. That's the cock-handed opening there, with the little infamous card. Just managed to cling onto it. Very faded, that one. Gorgeous black bottle as usual. That's what we've got. Nice little slosh around there. So here we are, Akaster. Now, what can I say about this? It's not a blind buy. I can smell the rose there. It's not leaking, not by the look of that. Nothing coming out of it. It was fully sealed, so well, I'll get this straight on. There was a little, it was quite a fierce atomizer that. There was a little bit of, I had to pump it once or twice to load the atomizer. This isn't a blind buy. I bought it again because I wasn't convinced by the first bottle I bought. However, looking at this, it might have been legit. I've got the first bottle here, and let me just get it out. This is the original bottle. I don't know if you can see that the Parfums de Marly is hardly embossed at the bottom, and this is the new one, which again is hardly embossed at the bottom of the bottle. So I now don't know if this one's legit. I'll put that to the side. So I rebought it because I was just really concerned that this one wasn't legitimate. The interior of the box is slightly different. It's shorter than the other, like, slide-on lid boxes. And there is like a lip there that the felt goes right down to, so I thought this was counterfeit, and in comparison to the other ones that are in these type of boxes, the box is even Carlisle, which come out at the same time, is different to box to the Akaster. So however, looking at this now, it's the same. It has the felt going all the way to the base, and as I say, the writing's faded, the embossed writing at the bottom's faded, so yeah, it looks like that one was legit. However, not to be dismayed, and the reason being, I absolutely love this fragrance, and I don't know if people I've not seen much on Akaster, to be fair, from when I've looked into fragrances. I know it came out at the same time as Carlisle. I'm not sure if it was a Harrods exclusive or not, though those two come out at the same time. Now, a majority of people I've seen dive on Carlisle, and yeah, okay, you know, Carlisle's a reasonable fragrance, though many people put it top PDM. Me, on the other hand, this is this is something else. Now, this is my first ever introduction to rose oud combination. So when I first smelt this, I didn't have a clue what I was smelling. I did question this for a male fragrance because of the rose. The rose is intense in this. It's a very strong rose. However, having worn it for the day, there was something completely seductive around it. Now, the more and more I was, and I made the schoolboy error of spraying it on a hot day. And this perhaps is best suited for a hot day, certainly colder climates, and this performs like nothing else. Now, I had nothing to compare it to. As I said, never smelt a rose oud fragrance. So for me, it was all brand new. There was a real novelty to this. However, in the back of my mind, I was always not sure if that is counterfeit. So what I did is I bought a little sample from a reputable dealer, and I sprayed this on the counterfeit on one arm and the original on the other, and I don't know, maybe my mum was playing tricks on me, but I couldn't help think that was counterfeit, a real good counterfeit. Yeah. But the sample I bought seemed to be a bit stronger, so I don't know if there's been a formulation change. Now I don't believe that is counterfeit at all. But all that means now is I've got 2 bottles of Akaster. Now, that is not something I am in the slightest bit bothered by, for the simple reason this is an absolute killer fragrance. Now, the more and more I've worn this, the more and more I fall in love with it. I have got some other rose oud fragrances. However, I'm trying to think if any of them come close to this. I think the nearest rose fragrance that comes close to this would be some of Von Warger's rose, but even they don't capture this. There's something so bold. So when I said I thought it was like not a masculine scent at first, it's quite the opposite now. That's exactly what this is. It's a confident masculine fragrance. Now, I don't know if women could pull this off. Probably, yeah. Yeah, definitely. In fact, the more I think about that, the more, yeah. So I'll go into the accords now. Flipping killer that. The accords are rose, oud, aromatic, fresh, spicy, woody, warm, spicy, musky, floral, and citrus. So the only thing that really sticks out for me initially is the rose. The oud comes into it a little later. I don't pick up the citrus. Same with the warm, spicy, that comes later in the dried out from my recollection of this. It does become a oudy, spicy fragrance with that rose, that pungent rose. That's more or less always there. So the top notes of this are Cypress Lemon. The middle notes are Bulgarian rose, African Geranium, and the base notes are Agarwood, oud, Musk, and Cardamom. Right, okay. So it is an amber fragrance for women and men. It was launched in 2015. Okay, so I'm on Fragrantica now, and looking at this, not many people have this. Some have had it, and quite a few people want it. Now, my understanding with this one is it's been discontinued. It's not available on the PDM official website. Carlisle still is. This isn't. And I've looked on the Harrods website and it's out of stock. Now, I had to source this out through a discounter. Well, I say discount, it wasn't discount, £199 this was. So my experience is that it's worth every penny. This is a fragrance that'll last forever. There's not much. I put 4 sprays on there. That is more than ample enough for the day. Probably a bit much, to be fair, in my recollection with this. it's trended off. It trended in about 1919. So understandably, if it's now discontinued, its trend is gonna run out a bit. Though I'll just get into a few comments about this. I can't get enough of smelling it, to be honest. It's one of them fragrances that just does something while one's wearing it. It's just, there's a whole experience. It's not, this isn't something that I would perhaps put on the, if you were just introducing yourself to niche fragrance, I probably won't suggest to go in hard with this. It's a sort of acquired taste, and saying that though, I blind bought it initially, and you know, even though I know this wasn't counterfeit, the suspicion was in my mind, and I did love it. I mean, the fact that I thought it was counterfeit was a testament to the counterfeit, because even though I thought it was absolutely a phenomenal fragrance. So yeah. So I'll read some comments here. You can tell the quality of the oud just by the way it opens, but give it a few minutes to the dry down and it really is beautifully blended. Very nice, top-notch fragrance. Totally agree with that. This is something that, when it comes out the gate, the intensity, the explosion of the rose can be quite off-putting, though. Give it some time, let it settle down, let it come into its own, find its feet, and this is just something else. Now, I really wouldn't suggest to blind buy this. I'd get a sample and decide whether this is for you. I'd say get a relatively decent size sample, maybe a 5 ml, so one can have a few wears of this, a few good wears, and then decide, because it's one of those ones that needs time for one to get used to. Though when that happens, when that magic happens and that penny drops, and it really is a pity that this is no longer available, because I grab it while you can. I ain't gatekeeping this. Grab this if you get the opportunity. I'm not selling this at all. It's not for me to sell. It's just one of them ones that I'd kick myself if I didn't have a bottle of this. Someone here saying it's a generic rose and oud. Longevity isn't that good. I would go to other rose and oud fragrance. That's what they're saying. Now, experience with this is it's an 8 hour plus, easily. It's not as beastly as Carlisle. When I say that in terms of longevity, longevity isn't as long as Carlisle. However, it is a beastly performance. I've been around a few people while wearing it, and I've got the odd look, and like I can see the cogs working in that person's mind, that they're not sure what they're smelling. They're not sure whether it's offensive. They don't like it, or they like it. They don't want to say anything. They don't want to hurt your feelings. I don't care. Say what you like. This is one of them fragrances that it's a selfish one. It's a wear for yourself, because there is the opportunity that people will be put off by this. Though, I'd not say this lightly. This is a killer. Totally slept on, and it's unfortunate that PDM have axed it. I don't know why. If anyone knows why, maybe sales. Maybe because it is too niche. That's my thing. I've got another one to open later. Again, that's another one that's been cancelled, and it isn't a blind buy. And I believe, again, it's because it's too niche. And when one goes too niche, the market for that is smaller. Unfortunately, yeah, it's that makes these real cult classic fragrances. So yeah, though they don't propel the business today. They don't earn the revenue. This person, upon first spray, is nauseating, and I want to wash it off. Give it about 30 minutes and you'll smell like a prince walking through a royal flower garden in springtime. It feels truly unisex. I don't really see it leaning more masculine or feminine. I feel like I can't pull this off because I lean towards more masculine scents. I get heavier rose than oud with this fragrance. Like most PDMs, it smells extremely natural. Overall, I highly recommend it if you can pull this off. It smells extremely fresh for the notes it pushes. Yeah, I totally agree with that person. It does take a certain occasion. I'd say an amount of confidence to wear this. I would, because it's not a people pleaser. This isn't something that people are gonna follow you around like drooling and what's that you're wearing. It's more gonna pique curiosity, and they will not know whether or not they like this or not. But as I say, when the penny drops with this and that magic happens, this is something else. Unique rose oud combo, which means niche heads have the chance to discover something awesome, which some reviewers certainly have. I started off with a feeling of strong like, but it doesn't go in my direction. Cypress and Cardamom are on stage for the show, so if you are typically fans of their performance, then I'd suggest at least checking out the trailer. Amazing smelling fragrance. This rose oud combination is truly underrated. Yeah, I agree. Totally agree with that. It is really underrated. A wonderfully realistic oud, gently softened by rose and floral accords. In a world of synthetic rose oud combination, this stands out as well balanced without losing the dark and mysterious nature of the oud. Totally. There's nothing synthetic with this. Really isn't. None of it feels synthetic. An amazing rose that sits on top, some woody oud, and other things that smell pretty good too. Everything is so blended well together that my nose really struggles to separate anything else outside of the master centerpiece. Only for real 35 plus men. I am 42 and a half. So there's some cautionary words of advice from this person. I tried several times during the day on the tester and body, but did not like it. I'm so glad I didn't blind buy, so bear that in mind with this one. It will be a polarising scent, this, definitely. It doesn't make you any less of a person if you like it or don't like it. These are the type of fragrance I've really got drawn towards though, so I'm a little biased, truth be told. This person, awful opening. It is strong, it is rosy. If you don't like rosy floral, then yeah. Though there's a woodiness behind it. Yeah. This person, masterpiece, but smells a lot like black oud from Montal. Classic rose oud. Initially I didn't like it, but after a few wearings it grew on me to become a favourite. Exactly. Really give this a chance, yeah. Because this is one that it's not, as I mentioned, it's not suitable for every occasion. Though once one gets used to it, they'll know the occasion to wear this and be really happy and pleased to wear it in that occasion. Very strong, disturbing perfume. I regret buying it. Oud for sure, and something sweet. Something kind of like patchouli-esque came to mind. Might be the cypress sweetness from the rose plus musk. Don't really pick up the musk in this myself. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, I have about 10 higher end rose ouds, and this one has that some that makes it more appealing to me. I like it most of all except maybe Oud Maximus, which is probably my number one. To me, it leans a tiny bit more masculine, but remaining a little sweet at the same time. Longevity is really good, and projection seems good too. Gonna need a full bottle, or at least a good size partial. 8.5 out of 10. I've not tried that Oud Maximus. I've not heard of it, so maybe there's one for future. Yeah, I like the name of that, Oud Maximus. It's like Transformer. The rose is too animated. Yeah, it is rosy. I mean, yeah, bear that in mind. It's rosy floral. And if that ain't for you, yeah, stay away. Not my style, but I love the smell. It smells like they have put the best quality oils in the perfume. I don't disagree. There's something about wearing this, it does feel quality. It's like, there's nothing cheap feeling about this. I drug my feet on this one too long. This one is off the chain. Great rose oud fragrance. Don't sleep on this one. If you're a PDM fan or rose oud fan, it's a must-have. Totally concur with that. Completely, yeah. It's not something to be slept on. And I mean, I'm not telling you what to do, but do get it like before it becomes really hard to get. Because I don't know how many's out there still in circulation. So the last PDM I've just got was so difficult to nail down. This only started to come up on one discounter, and I hesitantly didn't pull the trigger on buying it again because I wanted to get this other one first, and I got it, and then I thought, well, do you know what? If that one is counterfeit, let's get an original. Then I've got complete peace of mind. So, yeah. Smells like a horse butt. Don't know if he's been hanging around much horse butt. The typical rose oud blend, meh. Yeah. I mean, make your own mind up. I'd at least give it a sample, a big size sample. See what you think. There's nothing, you know, I mean, people's tastes are their own, aren't they? Obviously, but I don't know, maybe this was just not designed for me specifically, but this type of fragrance is the one that I tend to fall in line with. So anything that shares this sort of DNA, I've found myself gravitating towards. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. Just a short video for this. It's, as I say, I wonder if I might be able to blend in some of my original video with this. I'll have a look. I'll see if I get my original thoughts in this. Yeah, so there we have it. Akaster by PDM, Parfums de Marly. The total killer oud rose combo in my mind. I'll certainly be wearing this, not at the moment, it's summer here, so come autumn, fall, winter, yes, I look forward to putting a dent in this. So yeah, I'd just like to say thanks again for spending time, and yeah, continue creating value in your lives and environment. Bye for now.